Hello everyone, this is day 3 of our 10 days AWS Masterclass. So in this session or in this episode, we will talk about AWS EC2 or Amazon Elastic Compute Cloud. So before doing the hands-on or the practical part, we have to talk about we have to talk some basic concepts about EC2. So we will do two hands-on projects in this video. The first one is creating and launching a simple EC2 instance. Then the second hands-on project will be hosting a simple static website using EC2 instance. So let's start by talking about basic concepts about EC2. So let's define what EC2 is. So basically, Amazon Elastic Compute Cloud or EC2 is a web service provided by Amazon Web Service or AWS that offers a resizable compute capacity in the cloud. So let's elaborate this definition or this explanation using analogy, simple analogy. So basically, Amazon EC2 is like renting a computer in the cloud. So imagine you need a computer to run your application or your website, but you don't want to buy and set up a physical machine on your company's on premises. So instead of setting up a physical machine on your company's on premises, you can rent a virtual computer from AWS. So you can access this virtual computer using the internet. So basically, you can easily change the size of this virtual computer depending how much power you need, just like adjusting the size of a car rental based on how many people you have. So, and the other advantage is when you are done with the EC2, you can return the computer or you can terminate this service and stop paying for it. So I think this is clear enough. So basically, yeah, to access this computer or to access your rented virtual computer, you can use a secure connection over the internet. Like if you are using a Linux-based instance, if you launch or if you create a Linux-based instance, you can connect it. You can connect to it using a tool like SSH or Secure Shell or Secure Shell protocol. So if you are on Windows based instance or if you create a Windows based instance or if you rent a Windows based virtual computer, you can connect to this instance using remote desktop protocol or RDP. So I think this is enough for the definition part. So let's see some basic features of Amazon EC2. So there are a lot of Amazon EC2 features. So these are some of them. The first one is scalability. Basically, when we say scalability, EC2 allows you to adjust your computing power as needed. For example, if your user base is a lot, you can scale up. If the user base is too little, you can scale down based on the traffic. The next feature is AWS provides a variety of instance types. Basically, it provides a lot of, or no, not a lot, but different types of instance types, sorry, to suit different needs. For example, there is a general purpose instance type, there is a compute heavy, there is a memory heavy, there is a storage heavy instances. The third one is pay as you go pricing. So with EC2, you only pay for what you use based on how long your instance runs. So you can choose between there is on demand payment option, there is reserved one, there is also a spot instance to save more money. The other one is multiple operating system option. So EC2 supports various operating systems like Linux, Windows. It also supports custom AMIs or custom Amazon machine image with pre-installed configurations. The other one is auto scaling. So auto scaling is automatically adding or removing instances based on your application traffic. There is also a good security. So EC2 instance can be secured using the virtual private cloud or VPC like security groups or in other name firewalls. There is also secure way of accessing these EC2 instances like using SSH, like I said earlier, or REDP if the instance is Windows based, or the OS that the instance have is Windows, you can use REDP. The next one is global reach. So basically, EC2 is available in many AWS regions. So in many AWS regions around the world. So this will allow you to run your application closer to your customer to reduce relays. Another one is integration with AWS services. So EC2 works well with other AWS services like storage services, for example, S3, for example, for with databases like RDS or with CloudWatch for monitoring purposes. So it's suitable to integrate with other AWS services and so on. The final one is Elastic Block Store. So basically, this is a storage. So this feature ensures your data stays safe even if your instance stop or terminated. So all these are key features of Amazon EC2. There are other features of Amazon EC2. This is just some features that I picked randomly. So this is enough for the key features part. Okay, my people, as much as I would love to dive deep into every EC2 concept, but the video is getting a bit long, so we need to get to the hands-on part quickly. So here is what I suggest to take some time to explore. So these are key EC2 concepts, so you have to explore them on your own. So they are essential for understanding the broader picture of EC2. So I suggest you to explore the common use cases of EC2, like learn how EC2 can power different workloads like, as you can see here, web hosting, application hosting, big data solution, disaster recovery, containerized application. After this, I suggest you to deep dive into the instance type and the families. So yeah, I suggest you to discover how to choose the right instance type for your needs. So whether it's compute optimized or memory optimized or a story or a general purpose one based on your need. The other thing that I suggest you is exploring the Amazon EC2 payment options and the pricing model. So get familiar with the on-demand instance, reserved instance, spot instance, and how they impact your budget, your cost or your budget. The final one is EC2 storage option. So understand the different storage solution available like EBS and instance store. Like there are other storage options like EFS or elastic file system. So uh, try to explore how to pick the best one for your use case, or try to pick the best storage option for your usage. So these are all foundational topics that will make your EC2 experience smoother. So for now, let's jump straight into the action and get our hands dirty with the hands-on setup. So the first the first hands-on project will be creating an EC2 instance or creating a virtual machine on AWS. Let's get into it. Okay, now let's create a basic EC2 instance. So to create an EC2 instance, first we have to go to the search bar and search for EC2 service. So we will type EC2, then here we will click on the EC2 service. So as you can see, I am in my EC2 dashboard. To launch or to create an EC2 instance, you can start the creating process here by clicking this launch instance. Also here on the instance option, you can click there, and there is also another options for creating an EC2 instance. So we will click the launch instance. Here we will start the process of creating a simple Amazon Linux EC2 instance. So here we will provide the name of the instance. So I will name it simple. After that, here as you can see it says application and OS images, Amazon machine image. Basically the abbreviation is AMI. So AMI is like a blueprint for your EC2 instance. So it defines the operating system and the software configuration that will be installed on your instance. So AWS offers, as you can see here, a lot of AMIs to choose from. There is Amazon Linux, there is macOS, there is Ubuntu, Windows, Red Hat, and so on. So for this tutorial, we will choose the Amazon Linux one. Then, as you can see, for the Amazon AMI, I think there are around 8 or 7 options. So we'll choose the first one. Yeah, we'll choose the first one. Then you have to choose the instance type. So the instance type defines the hardware specification like the CPU power or central processing unit power, the memory, the storage, and the networking capability. You can see the difference. For example, on on the for example, let's see. As you can see here, T2 the T2 small CPU power is 1. Here as you can see it's 2. For the memory, for the T2 is 2 GB memory. Here it's 4. So basically you will choose basically you can choose an instance type based on your case or your use case. So if your application is more of CPU intensive, you will choose uh, an EC2 instance with a lot of CPU capability, like let's say C5 24X large with 96 CPU capability. So since this is a basic tutorial, we will go with the free tier one T2 micro. Let's choose one. Here it says key pair login. Basically, key pair login is as you can see, it defines it here. You can use a key pair to securely connect to your instance. Ensure that you have access to the selected key pair. So you will have a combination of private and public key. Then you will use the private key or this key that you will create to access this Linux instance from remote location. But in this use case, in this hands-on part, we will not access this EC2 instance using SSH or secure shell protocol. So we will proceed without a key pair. We will see this thing on the upcoming episodes. For the networking settings, you can choose VPC or virtual private cloud. You can choose also subnets, and you can also set up a security group or a firewall. But basically, since we didn't talk about the networking aspect of AWS, we will leave everything uh, as it is. So basically, we will leave it on the default one. Here it says configure storage. So 8 GB EBS is enough, or root volume is enough. As you can see, it says not encrypted. You can configure it to be encrypted, but since this is a straightforward hands-on project, we will not do that. As you can see here, it says the number of instances that will be created is 1. You can create 5. You can even create 4 or 10, but we will only create 1. Then here you will come here and you will launch the instance. So basically we have successfully created an Amazon Linux based instance. So here on the sidebar you can come on the instance part. So let's refresh it. As you can see, there is an instance called simple. It's running, and for the status check, it's initializing. So it will take some minutes until it's ready. So I think we have talked about here the instance states. There is an unstop state. So stopping the instance will pause while retaining its data. So after when you restart the stopped instance, you will not lose any information. If you terminate it, you will permanently everything in your EC2 instance. So you will not get any, you will not be able to recover the instance or its data after termination. So you will have to be careful about uh, terminating your instance since you will not get any information. The reboot option is just restart. Is like restarting a computer. So this option does not change the state of the instance, so it will not affect the data. So you may reboot the instance if you need to apply updates or restart service. As you can see, there is a start option. So basically, this will start the instance if it's stopped. There is also the hibernation option. So basically, this is like a sleep mode on your PC. So hibernating an instance save the contents of the instance memory to the EBS root volume, basically to the 8 GB root volume, and it will power it off. So when you restart it, when you restart the instance, it will resume from where it left off. So it's kind of similar putting your computer into a sleep mode. So I think this is enough for the instance state part. So let's refresh it and check the status check. I think it will be ready at this time. Okay. Still it's initializing. After a couple of minutes, it will be. So as you can see, after a couple of minutes, it has passed the status check. So you have successfully created an Amazon Linux EC2 instance or virtual machine. So now let's host a simple static website using EC2. Okay, now let's host a simple static website using EC2 instance. So it's not that complicated. So we will only add one step. I think if you remember the processes that we take while creating the EC2 instance on the first hands-on part, all you have to do is just add one step and you can host the static website successfully. So let's host our static website yeah, using EC2 instance. So we will launch our instance, then we will give it a name. So let's say a static website. Then we will choose the AMI or the Amazon machine image. So we will stick with the Amazon Linux one. Then from all these options, we will choose the free tier one. So then for the instance type, we will also stick with the T2 micro since it's free tier eligible. Then here we will proceed without the key pair. We don't need key pair for this tutorial. For the networking setting, we will have to do one thing. That thing is we will have to add HTTP inbound rule in the security group here. So basically, this HTTP inbound rule will allow anyone on the internet to send request to our web server or to our static website, making it accessible globally. So HTTP or port 80, the standard protocol for serving web pages over the internet. So to make it accessible, here we will allow HTTP traffic from the internet. So basically, here it says rules with resources of 00 allow all IP addresses to access your instance. So basically, since it's a default one, if you check the checkboxes, it will be allowed by default from anywhere. As you can see, it says 000 anywhere. So we have allowed HTTP traffic from the internet so that anyone requesting for our web pages can access uh, our simple static website. So don't forget to check this box. So we are basically allowing users to access our static website using a web browser. So this is the standard protocol for serving web pages over the internet. Then we will leave the storage part as it is. So 8 GB is enough. The uh, other thing that you have to do is on the advanced details part, you will expand it, and at the bottom there is a user data section. So basically, user data in AWS EC2 is like giving instruction to your instance when it starts for the first time. So think of it as a to-do list you hand over to the instance. So it's used to automate tasks like installing software or configuring services. For example, when setting up a simple static website, like in this case, user data can automatically install a web server. It can be Apache or Nginx. It can create a basic HTML file, index HTML file, and it can start the web server. So this user data section, if we provide the script for him, it can install the web server, it can create the basic HTML file, and it can start the web server. So basically this user data sections works like this. You will write the script, so the script will include commands that you want to run on the instance when it's created, and you provide the script. So when you when you launch an EC2 instance, you paste the script here on the user data field and provide it through, or you can also provide the script through the AWS CLI or other methods like it can be, I think it's possible through the SDK. So finally we will launch the instance, and after that you can access your web server using the public IPv4 address. So as you can see in my next tab, I have the script. Basically it's a bash script. So you can get it from ChatGPT by writing a prompt like generate me an Apache generate me user data that creates a simple static website using Apache server. So it will provide that user data script. That user data script for you. As you can see, you can use this prompt user data script for launching a simple static website using Apache. Let's copy this script and paste it here. As you can see, the script, it says hello world, this is a simple static website hosted on Apache. Let's add Grace Academy text. Yeah, I think Grace Academy. So if you want a little bit clarification about the script, basically here yam updates /y, we basically are updating the system. We are ensuring the instance is up to date with the latest patches or security updates. Here we are installing the Apache server. Here we are enabling and starting the Apache service using the systemctl or the systemd service. Here we are creating a simple HTML page. As you can see, there is an HTML tag, head, here the title, and here the body. The title, it says static welcome to the my static website. Let's make it again Grace Academy. I think this is enough. So let's launch it. It's creating the instance. So we'll wait a little bit. So it has created the instance successfully. So it will take a couple of minutes until it passes this the status check. So I will come back after some minutes. As you can see, our EC2 instance is ready, so it's running properly. So let's access our static website. So to access or to see your static website on the internet using the browser, you will use this public IPv4 address. So you can copy this link, or you can click this open address link, and it will redirect to your static website. Sorry. So I just copied the link, and I will copy here. So I think, yeah, it is loading. Okay, well, what's the problem? Let's put an HTTP protocol. Yeah, as you can see, hello world, this is a simple static website hosted on Apache. It says Grace Academy. We have edited this text in the user data field. Here, as you can see, the title also stated that this is Grace Academy. So we have successfully launched our simple static website using EC2 instance. So make sure here, when you try to access this static website, it shouldn't be HTTPS, it should be HTTP, because we have allowed only HTTP requests on the security uh, group. When we configure the security group, we have only allowed port 80 or HTTP. So it shouldn't be HTTPS. You have to check it. It is an HTTP one. So I think this is enough for our EC2 episode. In the next session, or in the next episode, I think we will talk about in depth about accessory service, or AWS networking, or AWS VPC service. Uh, yeah, I think it can be S3 or VPC. I am not sure, but we will talk about these two services in the upcoming episodes. So this is enough for today's session.